Welcome to the Free Play Arcade Podcast. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Mike B, coming at you live from the Free Play Hidden Base Secret Lab, the recording studio. Wait, I'm not Mike B.
I am Mike B.
No. I watched the auction video.
There was a different Mike B. Wow,
Mike
guys,
B
we're
is
really
over
hitting the
there.
Mike B's up this month, huh?
Mike, the other Mike B that is...
Oh, the other Mike B. Does he know you call him that?
Yes. Yes, he does. Wherever he's at, I will tell it to him again. I am Mike B.
All right, we're just going to go off of which Super Turbo Tuesday Night Fights clip of Mike B has the most views. That'll be the real Mike B. Oddly, it will not be the champion of that night. It will be that Mike B over there, the real Mike B. Once again, Mike Blomgren. He couldn't join us, but we got the celebrity, the DJ, Terminator Mike B. Thank you for joining us.
Two of those three are correct. DJ and the nickname Terminator, but not celebrity.
Yeah.
All right, guys, and I don't actually know if this is going to work, but we are live on Facebook right now because we were just talking like 2 seconds before, and Chris just started going. So I was just out here working, trying to keep things alive. So
hey, Beltran is here. It is Wheels Off Podcast Day. We're going live on
so
Facebook.
we got about 40, 50 minutes. We're live on Facebook. We're going to get some crowd questions, but we're going to start off, and this is what I wanted. All right, so hold on. We got to do background. Okay. Because people on YouTube, they aren't necessarily from DFW. In fact, a lot of people are not from DFW.
Are you saying someone who isn't from DFW wouldn't know who Mike Beltran is?
Well,
because I would like to say that no one in DFW would know who Mike Beltran is either, but we love him all the same.
All right, so we are here with DJ Terminator Mike B.
We are.
He is like a DJ in DFW, and his one of his main places he does DJ work, Free Play Arcade.
Absolutely.
And so he's, I don't know even, how many shows do you think you've done at Free Play?
Oh, man.
20, 30? I don't know.
Over
around there?
Yeah,
maybe more?
I will, between 20 and 30, yeah.
Yeah, something like
yeah,
that.
something like that, yeah.
So yeah, Free Play, of course, retro arcade. Not necessarily like a DJ every night kind of place.
No.
But we do like...
Although, would you approve of that?
Maybe every night.
Oh my God.
Whether he likes it or not, he's going to be there 7 days a week for a 22-minute set at 11 p.m.
Right. During the Osagot championship that he's not allowed to compete in because he's too busy DJing.
All right, so you started coming to Free Play, I assume, before you came to be a DJ at Free Play.
Yes, that is correct. I was actually at the first beta test.
Whoa, there's
You and me both.
All three of us were at the beta test, and no one knew. Did you know? Chris, were you friends yet? Or
No, I didn't become aware of you until I want to say we had a player that was playing Honda back in the hyper fighting days. As I was starting to get the group going, he talked about a swole Latino guy. And then you came to my house early on to practice Mortal Kombat 2.
Yes, yeah.
I think that's when I committed your name to memory. It's Mike.
Yeah,
not just swole Latino dude.
Yeah, yeah. I remember talking to you about Mortal Kombat 2, the little tournament we were about to have, and he was like, "Yeah, come over and practice." All right, cool. And
that was good practice too.
Yeah, it was. And I was like, "Man, I don't. Do I bring a joystick? What do I bring?" And you're like,
I had them. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're like, "Oh, I got this." I was like, "Okay, cool. All right, I'll be there in a little while." And
so what tournament was that though?
This was Spring Series 1. This was the second fighting game tournament. Yeah. So we had 3 fighting game tournaments. The first was KOF 96. Of course, Beltran doesn't play KOF games exclusively. But Mortal Kombat 2 was 2 weeks later. Okay. And I always met at Wednesday, and then I wanted to meet on that Saturday, but Saturdays were getting pretty crazy at Free Play Arlington right then. Or sorry,
Richardson.
Free Play Arcade at the point.
Right, there was only one at the time.
FPA was in my head. But so I invited, whoever to come over. I lived right outside the arcade. Beltran took me up on that offer. Also, who was it at? Another KOF player took me up on it as well, but I digress. 4 players came over, and we had a good old time and learned that he sort of played Jax, and I sort of played Melina, and that was sort of enough to... You got third in it?
I did.
Nice, there you go.
Yeah.
It was enough for Mike B to win some money. So ill-gotten money. The first time he stole your money, Corey.
Yeah. Oh, man. So that's early 2016 we're talking about. So Free Play had been open for, 3 or 4 months. So now I'm trying to figure out then, from that point, when was your first DJ gig at Free Play?
Ooh, I think
ways after that.
Was it at Arlington?
It was at Arlington.
It was
yes.
the Arlington grand opening.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Was it the grand opening? Yeah, that's right. Because we had the fat heads.
Yeah.
It was
So Arlington. So because I know he talked about it previously, but then Arlington was finally opening, and if you've ever been to Arlington, it's a bit more of a venue than Richardson. Richardson is just, you know, a 5,500 square foot box filled with arcade games. Not a lot of like natural places, but at Arlington, not only is there a DJ booth, but then we also had a stage that day and everything. So it was like...
we need to let him in the DJ booth.
Right?
Put him on stage. Put him on display.
I need to be in the booth.
So yeah, so
Hiding.
that was the first show. So that was, what was that? 2017 April or May, maybe June even, because we got that.
That's right. Yeah,
that one got
pushed
moved,
back.
moved all around.
He did. He was at the. You were at the beta test as well, right?
Yes.
I remember that one was April 7th because it was my surprise birthday party. That's why I
nice.
wasn't. That's why I wasn't first in line for the Arlington beta test. I was first in line for the Fort Worth beta test.
I saw a video of that.
Yeah.
All right, so what were we like? How was I trying to coach you when you first started playing free play? What was I trying to get you to play?
Yes. Let's hear what Corey's show notes are.
Wow. I just remember we were about to start and just, oh man, I had like a special routine for like the first minute or so just to kind of intro everything.
Wow, you had to play for hours.
And then just go from there, right? Just to kind of go and then... I
don't know. I was probably like, keep it kind of retro. Don't be weird. And then I walked off, and you were like,
Yeah, he listened to one of those.
and then something Careless Whisper and Purple Rain started. Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, okay. And then it just.
All right, I'm not gonna complain about Careless Whisper. Yeah. I did volunteer Arthur to sing Careless Whisper to anybody who came up and rolled a lump of nothing. Get with your lump of nothing on the prize wheel. You also get Arthur Williams singing Careless Whisper to you.
All right, so that was the year. So here's the question that I've had forever.
Uh-oh.
Your name is DJ Terminator Mike B.
Yes.
Why are you not named DJ Mike B?
That is a good question. There actually is around town a longtime hip hop DJ who does go by DJ Mike B, and the DJ is spelled
other.
Yes,
there's a whole other
the
DJ Mike B,
and his instead of the letters D and J. DJ is actually spelled out DEEJAY.
Whoa!
All right.
Yeah.
Where does he play? Because like, could we do like a double booking here?
He does. I don't know him personally, but he's been around.
You don't even
for
have
a
the
long
hookup
time.
for someone else named DJ Mike B.
Well, I mean, I know people that know him.
All right, we can get in.
I do know people that know him.
So, like, as like a professional courtesy, then you were like, I probably shouldn't go by DJ Mike B.
Yeah.
And so you just threw Terminator. Why Terminator?
Terminator is actually the name of the original DJ for Public Enemy, Terminator X.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and Public Enemy is my favorite rap group of all time. So I took his namesake, part of mine.
All right, so we got some people throwing some stuff.
Here we go.
Hard hitting question. Something about Street Fighter that I don't understand. We'll pass. No, I'm just kidding. We'll come back to it. But really quick, I want to talk to you. So we've kind of like adopted you as like the free play DJ. Like when we need a DJ, we basically go to you. But what I really want to talk about is that transition where you were playing like regular DJ nights to that weird thing that happened when you came to play at the National Video Game Museum for 90s Night.
Oh yeah.
Because like I don't know if it's true or not. I mean I know that night was maybe the best 90s playlist I've ever heard.
Yeah.
It was perfectly orchestrated and everything, but ever since that night, and I do stick around the same crowds as y'all, so I imagine it could have something. I've heard a lot of people saying that you are the de facto 90s night DJ. Like, if you want a great 90s night, you got to get DJ Terminator Mike B. Have you seen any increased bookings for 90s stuff? Have people talked to you more about it, or is this kind of overblown?
Well, gosh, that is a very good question because I've had people come up to me and say, "Oh man, your set looks great, great, and it's taking me back, this and that, and here, play this, and play that." And of course, some people do come up to me, "Hey, do you do weddings or private events?" Which I do, and all that good stuff. But I think since then, oh god, well, some of that does carry over to the other place I DJ at Twilight Lounge.
Right, and you were DJing at Twilight Lounge before you were DJing. Well, and to be honest, like. You don't even want to know how many people came up to me early in free play and were like, "I'm a DJ," blah blah blah. So what I did was I just looked them up, and when I saw that you DJed at Twilight Lounge, I was like, "All right, there's a little bit of like credibility here." Compared
this
compared
man can play a New Orleans whiskey bar.
Right. Well, I mean, I knew Twilight Lounge. Twilight Lounge is a cool place, so I knew like if they trusted him, I could probably trust him. It was kind of like the leap that I needed because everyone was trying to get me to book DJ Mike B forever, DJ Terminator Mike B, and. Or maybe there was no. I'm just kidding. So
You misheard me this whole time.
darn it.
the other guy.
I asked for DJ Mike B. I ended up with Swole Latino dude.
Oh my god.
So that was actually like. So you were. Sorry, what was you said that Twilight Lounge came up when you're the '90s stuff? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah. A lot of that, was brought from my usual set list at Twilight Lounge. Now Twilight Lounge, I have more free reign. I can play essentially whatever I want there. Like
There's no real theme to.
There's never a theme there. I just kind of go by the crowd and shout out to Big Andy, the bar manager there. But we'll just.
If the ladies come out, here come the line dances.
Yeah, exactly. He'll look at me and we kind of have this chemistry thing. He'll look at me and I'll switch it up or something, and I'll look at the crowd and we go from there. But
he gives you the what the hell are you doing look, and you're like, nah, I got this. And
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. All right, so Ethan Wade, this was the question.
Okay.
Loser
I can't see from here.
Loser has to leave the town. Will you right now today agree to a first to five with Yaya?
Yeah.
Yaya.
Yeah. Loser leaves town.
New Sagat match.
New
First to
Sagat-
5 retirement match.
Oh man. Let's see. Yaya versus me. New Sagat versus old Sagat.
We have Sonic Matt. He might be able to help you and dissect Yaya's game and figure out the weakness there.
You know what? We could do that. I already have in my head a plan.
Yeah, his plan is to
should I
retire
lose?
New Sagat
Well, he
for forever.
bought a condo in Pensacola, and he's been for a long time trying to come up with a good reason to move, and here we go.
Yeah.
First to five. Yeah,
Last time I talked to Yaya, he was talking about moving out of here.
well,
so
I'm pretty excited because we get to keep Yaya.
Yeah. Winner just like lives in town. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then the loser has to go back to Tokyo.
There we go.
Yeah. I do have a mask. So
he's gonna sneak in.
yeah, I'll use
Green
that.
mask comes back.
All right, so Twilight Lounge. How often do you play there?
It's usually maybe, just depending on what they have going on. It's sometimes once or twice a month. Sometimes last minute, like Danny Bayless, the owner of one of the owners of Twilight. Sometimes he'll just hit me up. Hey, we had a band cancel. Can you fill in? And then I'm on my way. Like there was one night actually, in the early days of Free Play Richardson, I was on my way to play you, Chris, and Sean Crane, rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. Sean Crane. And I was
Gone but not forgotten.
Yeah, gone but not forgotten. This was a Friday night, and I was literally, oh gosh, let's see. I live in Oak Cliff, so I was already past North Park Mall.
Oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah, you got called away.
Yeah, and I was like, oh man, let's see. Oh, that's right. I parked. I was in the Free Play parking lot. I parked.
The handicap spot.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
And
I mean,
Wait, hold on, really
Beltran
quick,
spot.
not to interrupt. Have y'all seen the Free Play Richardson parking lot?
I saw paint.
Restriped.
yeah.
I saw paint
Well, that
yesterday.
doesn't sound like a big improvement, but for that parking lot, it was a step in the right direction. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're parked in the handicap
I
spot.
parked. I was getting ready to walk in.
Okay.
And then Danny texted me.
Walking out of the handicap spot.
Yes.
Chris starts texting you duck signs, and you're just like, I'll have to see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. So Danny texted me, hey, we had a band cancel. Can you fill in tonight? So I got right back in my car, turned around, and I said, man, I'll catch you another time.
Yeah,
I'm
I think I
heading
told
back.
you to chase that money or something
Yeah,
like that.
exactly.
Quack, quack.
Chase
Yeah.
that money, which that turned out to be a fun night too.
so that's the real thing that I wanted to get to is like, so Twilight Lounge, it's a come and go bar, right? I mean, you can just walk in. There's no cover or anything.
Yeah. Throw the. Well, if you know him, there's no
Right.
cover.
Oh my god.
So okay, we can address that meme really quick because I've seen it for years. Because when DJ Tournament McBee would have to announce that he was at Richardson or at Arlington, he'd be like, just remember, guys, $11 cover, blah blah blah, or $10 plus tax cover. And then so every time he announced Twilight Lounge, he was announcing no cover, and they're like, no cover if you know the DJ,
Right.
or if he didn't mention it, they would just be like, no cover, guys, as long as you mentioned Mike B and stuff like that.
I don't even know where these memes originated anymore. Like, I know I was instrumental in the early days. Now you don't need my help to.
What I do know is it was funny for a while.
Yes, it was funny the first 10 times.
Yes, but it's good to get. You want to get past that period so you continue to beat him over the head with
Well,
it.
so eventually it becomes funny, ironically, and then you've really turned a corner, and you can just use it every once in a while.
I just live
years.
for the Mike B. tired side. That's what I'm here for.
Okay, so let's talk Spring Series performances DJ Terminator might be. Do you recall every time you've ever ranked?
In Spring Series?
Yeah.
Oh, duh.
So what I'm trying to remember is a time that
I
you
remember
left.
3.
The one I'm trying to remember is the one that he left to go
Yeah.
on a date.
Oh,
was it
that's
Tetris?
That's Tetris, yeah.
he sneaks through the winners bracket into a guaranteed third place,
Yeah. So
despite
yeah,
being like the 7th best person in the tourney.
It wasn't.
And he's about to do
random seating.
It's true. It's
you
true.
know,
Totally random.
You ended up with, on one side it was me, and in one of my final Spring Series, as a player performances, and Ed Bradburn, who is definitely the best Tetris player in the state.
Yeah, turns out.
Right.
Yeah.
So us on one side of the bracket. On the other side, you have Michael Beltran and one Laughing the Jerry, also featured on this podcast earlier.
That was so awesome.
Look at one of our Let's Play Gaming Expo podcast for the Jerry.
Right.
But
Yeah, so it wasn't a date per se, but a group of friends got some free tickets to a concert that night at Verizon Theater in Grand Prairie. And
Friends.
It was a group of friends. And
no benefits there.
No. And then it was like all of a sudden, hey, we're about to, go now, and we got free tickets. Let's do this. And I was like, oh man, I'm in a tournament right now. And
You got a girlfriend now, so I'll let this slide. But that ever is not the case. Or if anybody wants to, slide into my DMs, I'll tell you the real story.
Oh my God.
What I remember most is there were, all of these super hungry players.
Look, even Palmer knows. Even Palmer knows.
He took his date to Red Lobster.
That's right.
not Red
That's right.
So, but I still get people to come up to me though, because they were all these players still in tournaments, still watching and everything, about like the scene where I called you out in the middle of the arcade and gave you your money, and everyone was circling around watching. And what's really great is there were people there who had no idea what was going on, and we're just yelling at you because you were leaving us to go on a date or whatever. And I get approached constantly. All right, let's catch up on the chat. Let's see. Sean Crane says he's alive. I don't know about that.
Rest in peace.
We'll see.
Someone's got Sean Crane's previous password.
All right. Ethan Wade wants to know kind of what you do when you're making your set list, when you're working on what's going to go into it.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good question. So it depends on, obviously for 90s Night, that kind of speaks for itself. But
We would both like to request more Mac Morrison.
it was just the one song
On repeat.
on repeat.
Well, yeah, that's all you have to play. You could, DJ of the year.
Mark Morrison?
Yeah.
Yeah. Return of the Mac, Mark Morrison. Right?
Yeah, there you go. Sorry.
Yeah. So it just depends on the event. Whatever event's coming up, I kind of go by that theme, and then I get songs accordingly. I already have many set playlists already ready to go. Then I'll usually make another one with additional songs.
No, it's not all original every time for free playing.
Norm doesn't make the picks.
I don't know.
Yeah, and then so I'll play off of multiple playlists. A playlist that I already know, another one that is specific for that, and then I use those and I kind of feed and I get the feel and I just kind of go from there, and we go for the adventure that is the
Go
ride.
for the adventure. All right, everyone wants to know why you hate terrible Pac-Man games.
I don't hate
Yes,
terrible-
answer for yourself.
Love terrible Pac-Man games
Yeah,
that
they are.
everyone else hates.
They are not terrible. They are great.
All right,
Pac-Land
yeah.
is...
What is redeemable about Pac-Land is what everyone wants
Yes,
to know.
defend yourself.
What about Pac-Land makes you think this is what everyone should be playing?
Why is it you prefer that Pac-Man game over the real ones?
No. I love them equally. They are all children of mine. They are all loved equally. So with Pac-Land, though, instead of holding a joystick to move around, you're constantly hitting a button to go either left or right instead of just holding the direction. That right there.
You think that's the technological
That
improvement
right there.
that makes you love it?
That right there. That right there is key.
So Defender, a big favorite of yours too.
Yeah, you know what? I do like Defender. I don't play enough of it, but I do like it.
He's gonna hit the 4-digit score at some point.
Turn that ship around now. He's like, wait a second.
Yeah.
What?
I've learned something new.
And I have the self-destruct button. I keep hitting it. And boom.
Self-destruct button.
All right, they want to know where
hyperspace,
you've
whatever.
learned and how you are so good at a much better Pac-Man game, but that was still kind of bad. Baby Pac-Man.
What was that question?
How did you get good?
Oh.
People said you were pretty good. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that one kind of speaks for itself. I mean, that's you.
No sound chip in Baby Pack.
Yeah. You just, well, you earn your points on the pinball playfield and get the energy dots. You earn it there, and then you go back up and you eat the ghosts and the dots, and you just don't die.
So, guys,
Fascinating.
I'm going to distill his answer to hard work, dedication,
That's right.
perseverance, and like a
good.
resilience in adversity.
Eat your Cheerios.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say your
Also,
prayers.
maybe practice at an arcade called Free Play.
That's right.
Little
That
plug.
had a lot to do with it.
How much cumulative time do you think you spent, Salty from ST, playing Baby Pack, going for those,
Baby
those
Pack's still
scores?
out. Oh, it is still out, yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I mean, there have been nights where I will be at Free Play, and I know for a fact that I've spent more time on Baby Pac-Man than Super Turbo.
Yeah, I'm
Whoa.
sure.
Yeah.
All right.
That was back when Sean Crane was alive, though.
Yeah, Sean Crane says he is still not dead because he remembers you saying that at that tournament you were leaving with a lady.
Oh no.
And
I
then
was
Jason
not-
Palmer
He was
also
not there.
remembers you talking about Red
Many
Lobster.
reports
Right.
from
I didn't even go to Red Lobster.
It's just more,
Sideline
there's more
reporters.
first-hand accounts here
Look
than
at that.
I even realized possible.
Good.
Sean,
More
when is
people
it-
joining the chat now to
Oh my
say.
god. Sean wasn't even there at Tetris.
All right, Jeremy Withers wants to say thank you for the Baby Pack advice of not dying.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Stay
high
alive.
Yes, don't
score
die.
points.
Yeah, you don't die at all.
All right, so video games, I
Yes.
guess.
Yeah,
you
video
play them some?
I do play video games, so
All right.
I play a lot of the old
Again,
ones still.
off-brand Pac-Man games.
Have you ever played Professor Pack?
Yes.
Why are you excited?
Yes,
that game's terrible.
It's terrible, but
What
it's
is
awesome.
going
Yes,
on?
it's awesome. Yes, yes. My arcade back when I was a kid, Aladdin's Castle.
No way. Oh, was it Aladdin's Castle? Okay, never mind.
Yeah, they had it.
You're like, no. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no,
sounds
they,
about right.
they
Sounds
did
about right.
actually have them.
they had it.
Just about every Professor Pack has an Aladdin's Castle tag on the back.
Was it Redbird?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was Redbird Mall. Redbird Mall, Aladdin's Castle, where
John Crane says he went to the concert with you and you were with a lady there.
I didn't see him there.
That's true. I remember that part. Yeah. I
was
mean,
not
the late
with
Sean
him,
Crane,
no.
but yes.
Oh my gosh. This is incredible,
Hey,
man.
what concert was it? I don't even remember what concert
was it a
was.
perfect circle?
Yeah, it's probably.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
A perfect circle.
So, but they had Professor Pack. Back to that real quick, and I remember. I mean, you answered questions, and you advanced. It was great.
Great.
There was 3 buttons: A, B, or C.
That's awesome. So do you have the world record in that game? Because if you don't, I would not like to film it.
Well, I mean, if it were to, I mean, that game is what you don't even see that game anywhere.
There's a reason, Mike.
I remember actually someone came to me. I didn't know you would like it, so I didn't buy it. But
I'd rather play a 1984 version of like Jeopardy where all the questions are outdated.
well, yeah, no, you could just play like Trivial Pursuit, and at least there's some depth to it.
Right.
Even if it's
you
from
have
the
to go
80s,
back
like
in time and
19. They're asking like
who's the defending
specific.
Super Bowl champion? What year was this made?
But yeah, I've been offered a couple of Professor Packs, and I've said no
Yeah,
every
good call.
time.
Good call.
Send them my way.
I will. Goodness, I will. No, I don't think I would perform so well in
No.
Richardson at a free play location.
I mean, who needs?
Especially given how Pac-Land is done.
Yeah, I mean, who needs Deal or No Deal? You get Professor Pack. You're answering questions. You're
It's a
good
good
to
point
go.
on who needs deal
Wait,
or no deal.
does Professor Pack have a ticket mech?
No, it's
Sure?
just that. Yeah, I'm sure it
Not
was.
even a ticket mech option?
Yeah, no.
Do you
Hold on,
play
let me check this
Pac-Man
out.
ticket games?
I have.
What do you think about World's
heck?
Largest Pack, the 2-player Raw Thrills version?
Oh, that big. Yeah, I mean, it's cool, but it's.
You get out of this room right now, sir.
I'm just trying to be nice.
No, I was
I feel
at
ya.
one of the Nickelcades nearby, and for better or worse, that was like the best game they had because that was like they
It
had
plays similar to Pac-Man.
they had some broken pinballs and stuff. Well, what I actually think is, and we've been working on this for a long time, is finding a good one of the releases, and there's quite a few, and we've been working on it of 2-player pack that didn't suck. Like, because playing 2 people on the same screen co-op is pretty fun, or even when you're messing around with each other. And we know that from Battle Royale,
Right.
which is far more like just aggressive fighting. But there's some 2-player packs that were released on consoles and that huge large one over the years that I do think one day I want to custom build, whichever is the best version, and we haven't really figured out, a 2-player cooperative Pac-Man. I think that would be really, really fun. It just would be good if Raw Thrills didn't do it because that game is like soulless. Like it just doesn't feel quite right. Plus, it uses those little IL joysticks, and they're always sticky at the Nickelcade. I have to go play it at too.
Yeah.
So I do kind of like the screen though, like the way they did that big, huge LCD. I don't even know what it is. It's like little diode. Like it's like LEDs, but it's not like an actual like LED LCD type display. It's like little light diodes that light up.
The presentation is good on. I mean, they're presentation games, right? Isn't that what they call them? They have a lot of shine and a lot of polish and. Not necessarily the gameplay depth of
I'm looking right
Professor
now at the
Pac-Man, but
Professor Pac-Man manual to try to figure out if it had a tick and mech.
So while we're on that, this question from one Dylan Smith: during Spring Series Pac-Man Battle Royale, why did you team up with the Wilson brothers in the finals?
Yikes!
Why did I team up with them?
Answer for yourself.
That's
I wanted to stay alive, so I figured, you know what? I could team up with these guys.
And then I'll get a guaranteed third place.
Beat Dylan.
And then be done.
And then we're cool.
And then go off on a date at a Tool concert.
Did he take his
oh my God.
his third place money?
No, I stayed for the whole thing.
All right. Jerry Withers
And
wants
took
to
his third place
know some of your favorite tournament like ST moments, like sets that you remember, things like that.
Wow, there's so many.
And ultimately he wants to know.
There's that first time you hugged LMA.
Well, there's a Penelope.
The next 15 times you hugged LMA.
Everyone has talked
Because
about
we've won.
beating Penelope a bunch,
Right. Oh, God.
like embarrassingly, just knocking her out of tournaments.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Let me speak on that real quick.
Yeah, we'll send this to Penelope. You can just look right into the camera and talk right to Penelope.
Yeah.
The 13-year-old girl. Go.
Yeah. So the first time I played Penelope, she, just a little bitty girl, just kind of, in the land of amongst,
So you destroyed
men.
her poor little soul,
and I did not destroy.
and danced up and down on her corpse.
I did not do
That
that.
was later. That was later.
I did not do that. But what happened was, I was like, oh, this nice little girl's gonna play. All right, cool. So she's hitting buttons and things, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to be that guy in front of all these other guys, and just destroy a little kid. So I was like, yeah, you know what? Let me just kind of hit some buttons too, and then she wins. I let her win.
Okay.
And then she
Uh-huh.
gave me this look like, ha, I beat you. And then that became like its own lore. And I was like, oh, okay.
So you never let that happen.
Yeah,
again.
right? Yeah. And so I remember later on that same day, she was getting ready to leave. And then as she was leaving, she looked back and she says something like, ha, I beat you. And then she left. And I was like, this little brat.
You couldn't believe such insolence.
Yeah.
You were like, never again will I allow
Never
this.
again. And then I remember when I faced her at Spring Series, I was like, ha, this is going to be great.
The last time I saw Penelope before she went off on some band camp trip, I was getting messages from everybody. I believe you sent one as well. To goodbye, well wishes, that sort of thing.
Yes.
And Sean Crane, actually, the late Sean Crane. He said, "Tell Penelope Mike B sucks," and she looked right back at me when I said that. And she's like, "Yeah, he does suck."
Yeah. That's right.
One thing we can all agree that Professor Pac isn't a real game.
It is a real game.
And Mike B
It
sucks.
apparently didn't. I could have swore that there was a ticket mech option on the dips for it, but I didn't see one. So maybe it's slightly. It was before all the. If it was made obviously today, it would have a ticket mech.
Oh, Ethan says the clock is ticking on the Beltran 2026 Tuesday Night Fights Super Turbo. You still going to show your face for that one, sir?
Yes, of course. Yeah, and I will tiger uppercut her all the way back outside the door.
This is part of his plan to lose to Yaya at Spring Series, then be retired.
You're like,
and he
I'm
can't.
not even allowed in the city limits.
So
Yo.
I would beat the girl, but I just can't play
I can't.
due to contractual obligations, having lost to Yaya.
Would you like to know
You got a
what?
fun fact that'll take 2 seconds?
Yeah, I do. Would you like a fun fact that'll take 2 seconds? I remember one of the questions on Professor Pac-Man. It would be like what, something like what shape fits in with these shapes or something like that. And it would be like a square, triangle, and I think a rhombus, and and then you have to hit A, B, or C, and before the time ran out.
Wow, this
Pac-Man.
arcade sounds exciting.
I loved it.
We gotta go back in time to the Redbird Aladdin's castle and enjoy this moment.
Those were like basic your questions on that game. It was things like that.
7-year-old shirtless dancing Mike B.
Yeah. Oh man. And then if you get it right, there'd be like a awesome animation and then noises and then the sound was terrible on that game, really. It was pretty bad.
Have you ever danced? Are you always just a DJ?
What do you mean?
That's why he's the DJ.
Do you dance? Have you ever danced?
Yeah.
Have you ever won a dance contest?
Once upon
Now
a
listen,
time.
remember Sean Crane's out there, so he's probably seen this. He probably knows the answer
No,
already.
it wouldn't count if it wasn't at a club. Did you win a dance contest at a club?
I may or may not have won a dance contest at a club before.
What was the name of this club?
It is no longer in existence.
Oh, no.
But the club was called Club DMX.
DMX. Rumor has it, Internetica, that there is a video out there on broadcast television
That would be cool.
of this man, Michael Beltran.
It's a big rumor.
What broadcast television was
man.
at Club DMX recording
Very
Mike
late night broadcast
Oh my gosh.
television
This
Yes.
is public access time that DJ might be paid for.
of a
like
shirtless
$200 hour.
shirtless Michael Beltran
Shirtless Mike B.
winning a dance contest. Actual video of this exists. I have heard from reliable sources, but I cannot get my hands on it.
Yeah, who would have saved it?
These are Beltran bucks.
I have.
They are good nowhere but the United Bros of Beltran. That's not here. I have an actual Benjamin, $100 to the
$100.
person who can get me that video. I don't care if you're Michael Beltran's mom. Give me that video.
Yeah.
Mike's about to pull out a USB drive. Be like, all right, give me $100.
I've offered it to him.
It's right here.
This man here can collect. I've got $100.
All right, so I've never had the opportunity or the
Also, I need a $100 marketing thing.
an inclination to look up Professor Pac-Man. But now that I have, it's actually much worse than I ever was really anticipated.
please.
But so
All right, we're gonna go back and do our
well, you know what?
games we hate.
So I didn't fully
Again.
I didn't process this or understand this. You know why it's actually rare? 75% of the cabinets that they made and sent out were returned.
Oh no.
Yeah.
put in a New Mexico landfill.
No, they were
no.
subsequently converted into Pac-Lands.
Yes. Yes. The prophecy has been fulfilled.
That's why he likes the game. It directly led to Pac-Land and could not have a joystick installed.
So they were apparently Midway was going to release the full Pac brand, and they were going to have casino style Pac games and a family friendly one in addition to their Professor Pac. But it was so hated. It tested so poorly, so that people were paying freight to ship the game back to be turned into anything else. Which Midway was like, okay, here's Pac-Land, and they were like, okay, like that was the substitute. So that's why the Professor Pac became quite rare.
And Aladdin's Castle actually did have both Pac-Land and Professor Pac. That one wasn't converted.
That's an interesting way to make your arcade line.
Yeah,
They had it.
Pac-Land,
just
Professor
listen to
Pac.
and
New
everyone
Adventures.
wonders why the arcades went out of business.
Right.
Gosh,
I mean, Mike was happy. He had the whole arcade to himself.
no one was there.
John Gow wants to know, what's your favorite Mortal Kombat, and will we see Jax versus Jax again?
But what was my favorite Mortal Kombat? Mortal Kombat 2.
Okay.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat 2.
And will you be able to talk Ray Upshaw into returning to defend his Jax title against you?
Absolutely.
That he won live on stream.
Absolutely. I mean, all we have to do is put a PBR on the line and we're there.
That's a good point.
We are so there.
All right, so before the '90s night at the National Video Game Museum,
Yes.
had you ever played? Then this is a real question. Have you ever played Closing Time at the closing time of a place?
I have before at Twilight.
Were they like? And then they were like, "Get out!"
Yeah. Leave.
Yeah. On other nights at Twilight when I'm not there and they're from they usually have a band that will play till 1, and then from 1 to 2 they put on the jukebox, things like that. So 2:00 comes and they will put on a nice Frank Sinatra tune to get people
Fair enough. Fair enough.
out the door and stuff. And then one time I did it in closing time. I was like, yeah, we got cleanup to do.
That was
That is one way to get rid of
clear
everybody.
the floor.
Yeah.
There was nothing better because during that, I was just like, I know what he's gonna do. I know it's gonna happen. And then like the curators of the museum and everything, they came to like, he's gonna do this, isn't he? I was like, I know exactly what you're talking about, and I bet so. And then it happened, and everyone was like melting into the floor, screaming, "No,
Corey, never again, never are you or your company welcome in this
No,
venue."
I was super happy about it. I was like, this is awesome. Because there's very few times that's an appropriate thing.
Absolutely.
I mean, like, there was one, and it was that time.
Absolutely, yeah. There was one, and
That
was
is
it.
spent. Deleted from your iTunes. Deleted from your history.
That ball's still flying from that home run I hit right there. That's right.
What I really liked though was like the interplay of, which is what you have to do at a good night of like having like Nirvana followed by Backstreet Boys, like
Oh yeah.
followed by Return of the Mac. So you're just like along for this weird, awesome
Followed by
ride.
Deion Sanders song from the Street Fighter soundtrack.
Oh man. We can spend all day on that.
I can never remember the name of that dumb song. What is it?
Straight to my feet.
Oh no.
Straight to My Feet from Deion Sanders featuring MC Hammer.
That's right.
Off the Street Fighter the movie soundtrack.
Actually, you know what? That sounds awesome. I'm not. That sounds a lot better than Closing Time.
It is.
This is accurate.
It is. It's a good tune, you know.
It's a tune. I mean, you know, I'm okay with it, with you playing it at Free Play Arlington, since Dion has actually been to Free Play Arlington.
Right,
so,
yeah. What is the most complained of song that you've ever played? Which song gets the most complaints? Like people are just
Tootsie Roll?
No, not Tootsie Roll. A lot of people like that one.
It's polarizing.
Oh gosh, well, the most complained one. There have, I think. Let's see. There may have been a Britney Spears one in there that
in the 90s night, or just you were playing for fun?
I think just for fun.
just
for fun. I think with it being 90s night, if I do like songs like that, they're like, oh yeah, that's expected.
Well, right.
Yeah, but
when you just throw it out at the Twilight Lounge, randomly at 1 a.m. and
there's like maybe 2 girls that will get happy, but then like 50 guys will just look at me like, why? You know?
Well, I feel like
space, man.
Well, I mean, you were probably playing like a deep cut though. Like I feel like if you play Baby One More Time, you get that one chance and it does pretty well.
Yeah.
And then you got to move out. You got to get out of that whole genre. But I feel like if you play Baby One More Time, it'll get things going for a little bit.
Yeah, you can. You know, I can mix in maybe just the hook real quick, and then all right, let's get out quick.
We got to move. But everyone's excited for a split second.
Outski. Let's get back to Straight to My Feet, quick.
Get back to the hits of Deion Sanders.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, must be the money.
Back when he had the curl still. That was a good time.
That was solid. He still got the smile though.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, very very hard to do an event standing next to Deion Sanders. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way I can give away anything.
We've got like 5 more minutes, and what I really want to know is like, what are DJ Terminator Mike B's DJ dreams? What is he trying to build toward? Where is he ultimately going? What would be like the DJ gig that you're trying to get?
Man, oh gosh,
You've already DJ'd for Oto-chan.
Yes, I mean that's big.
You already played. Was it Mighty Wings for Matsun?
Yes, I have performed on the House of Blues stage, opening up for my buddy Paul Varghese.
I've been kicked out of that place a lot.
Yeah.
Paul Varghese has not been kicked out of Free Play yet.
Not yet. So I mean that was really cool, and that was actually kind of early on in my career too, where Paul, local comedian, he was like, "Hey man, you want to open up for me? Sure, I'll do that."
I know you're a Mavs fan. Don't they have like a house DJ that's up there with the Maniacs?
Yes, they do.
Is that your dream job? Is that what you want?
I mean, that would be cool. That really would be cool. But right now, DJ Poison Ivy, I mean, she has that on lock. She's really good.
I don't know the politics of it.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to get you in trouble.
Yeah, no.
But
there's nothing like that.
DJ Poison Ivy needs to know that DJ Mike is coming.
He's coming for you.
No,
He's coming for you.
And for the 800 people who watch this,
it's gonna be a first to 5.
Get back to her.
And Professor Pac-Man.
Yeah,
that will determine who gets the DJ gig for the Dallas Mavericks.
No, she has that on lock. But
something like that,
something like that would be cool.
A sports stadium DJ.
Oh yeah, something like that would be cool.
Wait, who was the DJ for Big
XFL?
3? That was pretty cool.
Big 3?
Yeah, when they came to town.
Can you be the XFL DJ?
The Big 3 was cool because they could clearly just play whatever they wanted and have fun. And There's no.
They do have an in-house DJ for Dallas Wings games, and I'm one of just a few hundred people that have gone to a Dallas Wings game.
That's for the fan to decide.
Wait,
Yay.
is that who's the Dallas Wings? Is that the Arlington?
Yeah, the WNBA.
Those guys. That's an awesome place.
Yeah, and
awesome team, awesome everything.
what I like about the Wings games is that their DJ. Okay, so like opposed to an NBA game where music is played like in timeouts,
Right.
Their DJ is playing throughout the game.
Nice.
And they stop for free throws, right?
You gotta concentrate. You gotta concentrate here.
Yeah, concentrate on free throws. But the music is playing throughout the game. And like I remember the first time I went and the DJ was playing, the wobble, and I look over and there's like a whole section of people standing up and they're doing the wobble. I was like, man, this is great. This is so cool.
Do they end the fourth quarter with closing time?
Probably depends if they win or lose.
The confetti comes down, closing time's already playing. The janitor's halfway done sweeping up instantly.
Yes.
They were like, it was this or what? Nah, hey, goodbye.
Oh, yeah.
And we chose wrong.
Yeah. We chose wrong on that one.
That's a tough choice, to be honest. All right, so what you're saying is you don't really have any DJ dreams.
Yeah,
You're just winging it. You're living life.
Yeah, just living life,
trying to
man.
max it out and see where it goes.
Just see where it goes, man. Just living life, man. But something like a sporting event would be really cool. Knowing what songs to play at the right time to get the crowd hype. I mean that part is fun.
This is how I know it must be cool to have a job that forces you to go to all the games, right?
Yeah.
Is when I was a lawyer downtown.
Yeah.
And my boss's son was a ball boy for the Mavs. I was so jealous of my boss's son because he was just like, gotta go to the Mavs game.
Yeah, gotta go to the Mavs game.
I was like, man, I'm gonna stay here and work. He's like, gotta do it, man.
Yeah.
It's like
Sorry.
work.
Yeah.
So it must be so cool to be like,
That floor doesn't clean itself.
It's not a choice. I have to do this.
Yeah. I mean, it's worked out for Groobs, who does the DJing originally for the Frisco Rough Riders. He now does it for the Stars, and now he's going to do it for the Rangers next year. So he's doing all three, I think. Still.
Well, Rubes is the best.
Yeah.
I think though that's probably a really difficult job because your song list is probably relatively small, giving all the different rights associated with the songs, and your time windows to play them are so small. I mean, to get really good at that, I bet it takes a lot of work. You got to practice.
Yeah, you got to practice. You got to.
Groobs is literally the best, correct?
Oh yeah,
like he's the greatest of all time.
Yeah, he is. He's awesome. I've had the pleasure of meeting him and hanging out with him a few times.
If you've ever tuned into a Twitch free play arcade production, that is about 85% inspired by Groobs.
Yes.
That's Michael Gruber. You may have met his dad. I think his dad is a lawyer of note. If I'm not
some sort
mistaken.
of diehard villain or something.
Yes.
I tell you, there was one night though where a couple of nights where. Like I've had pressure situations, if you will, while performing DJing.
When I'm looking over his shoulder, like, what is this?
Yeah, there was one. I was like, oh man, I gotta get out of this quick.
Just play Prince. He'll be happy.
Prince. Yeah.
Just keep mash the button.
But there was one like early in my career where obviously I mentioned the Paul Ortiz, House of Blues thing. I remember, coming up to that, I was like, man, I'm about to be on stage with all these people looking at me. That was fun. But then another one was when Groobs himself was hanging out at Twilight Lounge, and I look over and it's like, hey man, it's Groobs. I'm like, oh man, I got to.
You need to point that way.
He's over there.
He's over there. Yeah. And I was like, oh man, Groobs is over there. Let me put on some good mixes for him.
Do you think he liked it?
Oh yeah.
You think he was in it?
Oh yeah.
All right.
He's just the friendliest dude ever.
So we have to wrap up. One thing I wanted to address before we left is since you've watched 50 minutes of this, make sure you mash that subscribe button.
Oh yeah.
We are the Free Play Arcade podcast.
Subscribe.
But
swing back to that first video where you hosted this podcast.
If you normally watch this though, we've lost some games in here. Free Play Fort Worth Open. It took the double dunk, and what else did it take? R-Type. There was a double dunk over there and an R-Type over here. And those can be played at Free Play Forward. Somehow I wasn't able to talk to anyone in the Blueprints.
Camber would like to come to the hidden base and play Blueprint. Camber, if you're listening,
I should have taken it out there. I think
if we boot it up, will it play?
Let's play right now.
Yeah, let's play right now. All right.
Boom,
Camera.
and that's going to take us out
Wanna
as YouTube flags our recording with this copyright. No, our videographer says, nah, they don't care about this. No one cares about this.
And for those actually watching on YouTube later, we're going to leave you with a montage of Michael Beltran in Houston Rockets gear pictures that I'm sending to Matt right now.
We're not.
We don't have time to address the controversy. Right. We have to get out of here, but I have heard from very serious sources DJ Terminator Mike B is one of the Houston Rockets' biggest fans.
No,
we'll see y'all next time.
That is not true. Hey, don't cut us off. That is not true. Are we still
everybody.
on?
See y'all.
No. Hey.